Alright. I don't see color. I'd like for you to think of the statement and how it makes you feel when someone says it. Now, we know color shouldn't matter. However, statements such as this express denial and the inability to speak about race and refusal to acknowledge the beauty and diversity. My name is Kelsi Manley, and today I'll be talking to you about ethnic identity and cultural recognition. Ethnic identity is essential during adolescence for the reason that it develops a sense of pride and cultural connection, it frames historical and political views, and it promotes a sense of belongingness. So it first promotes a sense of belongingness. I believe that to find purpose in life begins with ethnic identity. There's true power in knowing who you are and where your ancestors came from. Not knowing this can make you feel very lost. According to the Washington Post, 9.8 million people changed their cultural or racial identity in some way between 2000 and 2010 on the U.S. Census. This shows that many people are lost on who they are or their ethnic identity. So ways people can break misrecognitions and learn more about their cultures is through cultural centers. These are outstanding outlets that are all across the U.S. that encourage people to increase their knowledge of individuals' ethnicities through workshops and different events. And involvement within such programs at a young age allows for the comprehension of ethnicity that will last a lifetime. So an example of this is the Harvey B. Gantt Center here in Charlotte, North Carolina. It preserves and celebrates the art, history, and culture of African Americans and people of African descent. Okay, so ethnic identity also, it frames historical and political image. The understanding of one's race can show you that bias does play a role in politics. According to the exit polls, the 2008 election, Obama won white voters by 4 points and black voters by 90 points. And although there are other factors that play a role in politics, it is undeniable that race and ethnic bias drive individuals' opinions. And this was shown in the recent election. So as you can see here, this graph shows the vote breakdown by race. So 58% of whites vote Republican, 8% of blacks voted Republican, 29% Hispanic, 29% Asian, and 37% other. This shows that there's a clear division between race and what they support. Okay, so it's also essential to have a sense of belongingness in a society filled with many people with different ethnic and racial backgrounds. It's ideal for people to feel fulfillment and security within their own identity in order to feel secure in the presence of others. And that's why it's ideal that during adolescence, individuals are taught to have an open mind and a drive to expand their knowledge of different cultures. So for my product, I took a few pictures, which I'll talk more about on the next slide, and I created a website. So here's just the outline of what I was going to do, and then the middle picture shows me editing one of the photos, and I used the program Wix to create my website. So here are the photos I took. These are a few students here at Mallet Creek, and it's just to show the diversity here. I was inspired to do this by the Nike ad with Colin Kaepernick. Okay, so if you take out your phones and pull the camera out, you can scan this QR code to visit my website. It does look different on the phones, but I'll also pull it up here. Okay, so my website's purpose is to just show cultural awareness and how to get involved here in Charlotte and where to go if you need help. So I talk on the home and about page, I talk more about my topic, and then I have a Get Involved tab that I research different places you can get involved with here in Charlotte that people can visit. And then I also research different Charlotte events that encourage the discussion of diversity. Okay, so diversity is undeniable. However, minority groups are outnumbered and ignored in many ways. The discussion of ethnicity is often disregarded, leaving individuals blind about the topic. A lot can be acknowledged just by knowing one's history, and open discussions in our communities and schools need to be encouraged in order for our youth to obtain and respect the lives and backgrounds of others. So my biggest takeaway from this would be that knowing the importance of being exposed to diversity. So going to Mallard Creek, I see different people of different backgrounds, so I'm able to understand why it's important to have, to know your ethnic identity and the discussion of race. Thank you, and what questions do you have? Yes.
What made you want to do this topic?
Well, during this time, I actually learned of new family that I didn't know, of my own ancestral history. So that's why I was encouraged to do this topic.
After doing your senior exit project, do you feel more prepared for a next level education?
Yes, I do feel that I'm more prepared for a next level of education after doing this project, because it allowed me to work with time management and knowing how to interact with my peers. When I took the photos, I had to ask people when I could meet with them and when to take the photos. So I definitely think it will help me in the future.
Mm-hmm. Kelsi, what advice would you give a senior just starting his or her senior exit projects?
To start immediately, not to procrastinate, and don't stress out about it. Have fun with it.
All right, one more time.